How's it going, everybody? I'm Lewis, and we've got a new update from the Old School RuneScape team. This is Last Man Standing. 24 players go in, one winner comes out. So, Last Man Standing is finally here in the live game. Worlds 317, 321, and 326 all let players play, with the latter being a free-to-play version. This minigame is a survival minigame, where you compete against 23 other players to be the last man standing. If you want to get started, go just east of the Clan Wars Bank and talk to Lisa to start finding out about the game. She'll take you through the basics and then you'll be able to jump straight into a game. The way this minigame is formatted is every player is dumped into an arena with max stats but no gear. From there, you've just got to survive. You'll be able to search various areas in the arena to get yourself equipment and eventually go up and kill the other players. To help encourage players to actually fight each other, fog surrounds the arena and that will damage you. So players will be getting closer and closer together as the minigame progresses, and you'll be forced to fight each other to be the last man standing. There's two versions of this minigame being released. There's casual and there's competitive. Casual is a risk-free version, just for fun, and this is the one that free-to-play players can participate in. This will allow you to practice in the minigame and get to grips with it. So if you're ready to go into competitive, then you can be a lot more confident in yourself. Competitive is the risky but very rewarding version of the minigame. You pay 100k entry fee, and if you win, you get 1.5 million in cash. With the runners-up getting smaller prizes. I believe they said the second place player will get maybe, I think it was 200 to 500k, and the third and fourth, and maybe even fifth place players will manage to get a ticket to allow them play in a competitive without having to pay 100k again. This means that you get a very nice reward if you win. It actually provides a bit of a cash sink because obviously 24 people paying 100k is 2.4 mil, and with the prize that you win being less than that means some gold is taken out of the game. In general, this whole minigame seems like it's going to be very fun. When they were doing the beta for it, I hopped on, tried it, and I thought it was very good. I'm not a huge PvPer, so I kind of struggled, but it was very interesting and fun to play. Now, I just mentioned the beta there, and since the first version of Last Man Standing came out, there has been plenty of different changes that they've done. The most recent changes include using a bloody key now heals the player to full hit points, which is quite powerful, but seeing as I believe you only get bloody keys from killing other players, you're probably going to be quite low health, so this will be quite a nice boost and reward for killing another player. A small number of items have been added to the store, which will make it obviously a lot easier to just go throughout the general game. All items have been assigned a value to appear in a better order for when a player dies, so if you want a useful item after killing a player, then you're more likely to see it in the right click menu. Players are no longer able to drop items above a certain value. This will ensure that players that kill them can actually get the items that they're holding, rather than just them being dropped to the floor and never being seen by the person who just killed them. Packs can now be sold to shrines, and the redemption prayer has been disabled. As well as this, they're obviously going to be monitoring how Last Man Standing works over the next few weeks, and potentially even months, to work out what tweaks they can make to make the game a little bit more interesting and, constantly improve it. Later on this year, they'll be releasing some more maps for the minigame, so we don't just get bored of the same one being used over and over. They're hoping to use some existing areas of Old School RuneScape, which will be quite nice to see because you'll get a nostalgic feel, obviously, and we'll all be so familiar with it. It's a bit like when they had the 5v5 tournaments, and the actual arena that players could fight in, I believe was either Clan Wars, but there was definitely Lumbridge Castle, because I remember watching the final of that tournament and seeing Lumbridge Castle used as the arena to fight. As well as these new maps, they're going to be running a player design competition for a new map. So any players who have got creative ideas and things that they want to be added to Last Man Standing, this is where you can get in your feedback. So if you're interested in this, there's going to be a lot of information coming soon, and hopefully this will yield a really nice map. There are some people that are good at designing Old School RuneScape maps, and I hope people can do a really nice one. They're also going to be hosting things like high stake weekends, where one of the Last Man Standing worlds will have competitive games that are even higher in value and risk. So you'll have to pay 1 million GP to enter, and there'll be a 15 million GP reward for the winner, providing an even bigger cash sink, bigger risk, and bigger rewards. So as we can see, there is plenty of plans for Last Man Standing, and they've probably got more under their belt. So we'll be hearing a lot more about that sort of stuff soon. Additionally this week, they've added the Flax to Bowstring spell. This is a new spell available on the Lunar Spellbook, and it requires 2 nature runes, 1 astral rune, and 5 air runes, requiring level 76 magic to use. And it will provide a nice alternative to having to run to a spinning wheel to turn your Flax into Bowstring, because you could just do it at the bank and cast a spell. Finally this week, we've got some other news and some bug fixes. Xeric's Talisman has had a teleport added, Xeric's Heart, which requires the completion of the Architectural Alliance mini-quest. And mystery boxes from random events now have a chance to give easy, medium or hard clues, as well as a stale baguette. Major improvements have been made to the walls of the Catacombs of Kurend to reduce graphical issues while players are in the dungeon. Multiple items have been adjusted to no longer stretch when certain actions are performed. Separating the heads of the KBD is now a right-click option. The text when entering or exiting the Legends Guild is now filtered. There's now an option to cancel spellbook swap when trying to revive an already once revived plant. They've corrected the requirement for the black axe in the woodcutting skill guide, and stuffed heads can now have their stuffing removed. So this is a very interesting update this week. Something that we've had coming for quite a while. Last Man Standing is finally out in the live game. We can play competitive and actually earn some money from this. Although obviously it's so risky because you've got, if it was purely random, a 1 in 24 chance of winning. However, if you're a good player, especially when it comes to PvP, then you've got a much better chance at winning. So I suggest that you give it a go on casual, try it out, see if you can get good at the game, and then actually go into competitive and see if you can win. Good luck to you if you try, because you can earn 15 times more money than when you started. And seeing as that's only within sort of 20-30 minutes, that's actually quite good for making money. You just have to be lucky and good at PvP. As well as that, it's nice to see that we're getting a lot of quality of life updates, especially from the most recent content polls. If you want to discuss this update, please go on the forums or do so in my comments below. I'd love to find out if you're interested in playing Last Man Standing, and maybe if you're planning on trying to make some money from it. If you're interested in what's happening this month in Old School RuneScape, please click here for my August month ahead video. And if you're interested in the latest Old School RuneScape update, please click here for the Dragon Spear changes and Beta 3 update video. If you've enjoyed this video, please like and share, and if you want to keep up to date with the Old School RuneScape updates, death box and polls, please subscribe. I've been Lewis, thanks for watching, goodbye.